Surratt, founder and CEO of Pantagruel Capital, an angel investment vehicle that is focused on seed and early stage investments. Alicia, I'm so happy that you're here with us today.
Thanks for
joining us. And in case you weren't sure whether or not you should watch and pay attention, she's LinkedIn Top Voices 2018 in startups, Wharton's 40 Under 40, a young alum, and also 25 angel investors in New York that you need to know. And that was by AlleyWatch. So these are all great accolades, and it's so nice to see that you are doing this. And you actually were working for a multi-billion dollar company prior.
That's right.
What made you go out on your own?
You know, it really was my own experience being an entrepreneur. So I spent my career mostly in the wealth management industry, and then I had become a founder, basically the first employee of what we grew into a multi-billion dollar private equity firm. And it was really that experience of like doing anything and everything to get the company up and running and drinking from a fire hose that once the firm became steady state, I was like, I missed the startup mode. And so investing in startups was a nice way for me to like stay close to the action, but not live the crazy lifestyle anymore. And that was what prompted it, is like sharing what I learned as an entrepreneur with others.
So where do we start? You have investor tips. I mean, I wanted to talk about when people want to actually raise money, but how do you go about selecting where you invest? You look for very specific criteria.
That's right. So me personally, I do look for the earliest stage companies that are in the valuation range of like 1 to 5 million. I look across industries, although I'm not really partial to life sciences. I'm looking for companies that have like 2 to 4 team members, some traction, going after a multi-billion dollar opportunity. So that's the first step, is being able to like articulate what you're looking for like that. And then if you're just starting out as an angel investor, joining a network could be really helpful, because then you can start co-investing with other people.
And these companies that you were looking at, you said that you like if they have a live product or service and that they have a growth plan where they're going to probably bring in 100 million over 5 years. What is that?
Well, that's really more of what their ambitions are. I mean, I think most companies project that and then they never seem to reach it. But it's really the difference of like, am I investing in a highly scalable business or a lifestyle business?
Right. Okay. So you're typically investing how much per company?
Well, it depends. In the early stages, sometimes you could write a check as small as 10K. Sometimes it could be several 100K. It really depends on the valuation of the company and how much influence you want in the company, especially if you're leading the deal or not. You may take a larger position.
When you have to do your own fundraising, right? I mean, or how do you get all the funds to invest?
Well, I'm investing my own capital, but I do have people in the industry who piggyback on my investment. So I may lead a deal and then have tons of friends that come in for larger amounts too.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
And then people are putting together pitches, right? Pitch decks. And what makes for the most amazing pitch deck?
Well, I think that the pitch decks really have to cover a lot of big areas about the company, like how big is the market, who is the team behind this, what's the traction, what's the competitive advantage, where do you fit in the market? I mean, there's an exhaustive list, but knowing that entrepreneur has said, hey, I've covered all these big areas and this is why the company's attractive, that's where you start.
And I mean, any one of these companies can become huge.
That's right.
Right? And go to an IPO and then you make it big.
Yeah.
How many of them, what percentage do you, I mean, you must anticipate you're going to have some that are just going to have an opportunity cost.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, how many turn out to be flops?
Well, most of the time, I think between myself and like the people I know, we kind of see like 1 to 2 or 3 out of every 10 investments that really kind of hit it big. And we are okay with the fact that maybe 6 or 7 just go out of business over time. I mean, these are long-term investments.
That's actually really
years.
interesting. So only one or two hit it big. That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
But 6 or 7 don't actually make it.
May not, or they may go into ghost mode where you never get an exit, or maybe they only have a small multiple at the exit. So these aren't the reasons why you invest. No.
That's amazing. So what are some of your favorites at this time that are growing exponentially that maybe one day we'll see the IPO sooner than later?
Well, we'll see. One company I'm really excited about is a company called Nomad. And so for your audience out there, they may be familiar with their products at stores like Best Buy or REI. They're a consumer electronics accessories company. So they're cables, they're cases, their charging stations, and they're just very innovative. And I've watched them grow globally with millions and millions in revenues over the years. That's been fun.
That actually sounds fun. So you think you'll do this for a long time going forward?
I think so, yeah. No matter what else I do, I will continue to do this.